What is your question, oh horned one?
Okay, so how Al likes dogs, or no, cats, and Mustang likes dogs. What do you think your characters, like, what kind of animals?
What does Edward Elric like?
Yeah.
Edward Elric loves duck-billed platypus. Duck-billed platypuses. Or is it platypi? Not sure. I've only ever seen one, so it was just platypus. I've always been a big fan of duck-billed platypuses. I was in Australia a couple of months ago for a convention, and we all went to the zoo on one free day. And I was like, yeah, elephant, whatever. Oh, look, a koala, right? Then we came around the corner. They had duck-billed platypuses! I loved it. I was so excited. They're so crazy looking, you know? But that's my favorite.
Do you know they're venomous?
They're
They actually
terribly venomous.
No,
really?
They have venomous, the true story, they have venomous, like, spikes on the inside of their legs that they use to kill with.
Isn't it just that way with every cute thing? Like you're probably venomous. Thank you,
Did you know
sweetie.
the leading cause of leprosy in America is armadillos? Not
What?
kidding. Not kidding. And by leading cause, I mean like all 4 cases, but still. Armadillos.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So don't pick one up if you don't decide.
The more you know. Thank you so much. Oh, you wanted all of us to answer that, didn't you? I'm sorry.
I think for Scar, I don't know a specific animal, like specific breed, but I always picture, like, on the really, really rough days, I like to picture Scar just rolling around in a pit of puppies. Just like, oh, so cute. Who's got a little red nose? Oh, come here. Like, that's totally what he does to unwind.
Lon Fun's favorite animal would probably be a lock dragon. Anybody? Never-ending story? Story, na 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 na. See, look at that. Come on, Belcourt people, Google it. Oh, you guys are all young. I know, right? What's that? What's that? How do you Atreyu? Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Lock
but
dragon.
it doesn't matter if you're young, because it's never ending. The story. Turn around. Look at what you see. Hey Trina, guess what?
What?
Guess who was in Australia for 2 weeks with me? Atreyu. The actor, Noah Hathaway, who played Atreyu in Neverending Story.
My very first crush of my life.
I know.
That Atreyu.
You and my girl and every other female.
Oh my God. Him from Halloween.
He's amazing. He was the coolest guy ever.
Yeah, he's 40 now.
I got no qualms, alright? No qualms.
What about you, Colleen?
Well, Hawkeye gets a bad rap for pointing that gun at that coyote and shooting, but I think dogs. I mean, come on, dogs. She's real strict.
Everyone loves dogs.
That's right.
What's your question, baby girl?
Yeah. If you had a favorite line, could you maybe like if you had a favorite line, could you say it like each one of you?
What is the favorite line? From Full Metal Alchemist
Full Metal
or any
Alchemist.
show? Oh. Yeah, sure. You know your flame attack is useless in the rain.
I'm gonna need a minute. All right. You go ahead.
I have one, but I have to do the aftermath that you didn't get to hear because it wasn't kept. But I was so excited to play Scar in Brotherhood that his first line, you know, his very first like big line, which is, you know, a pretty good one. He was like, "Foolish alchemists who turn their backs on the ways of God shall be punished," is originally followed by me going.
Okay.
opposite Lee, right, who is played by Todd Haberkorn, who's awesome. So people frequently, like when I'm in these panels, they're like, so how do you feel about Todd? I'm like, I mean, yeah, he's oh, you mean, how do I mean, okay. I guess like he's carrying me on his back and like we're getting away and whatnot, and I'm bleeding to death, and so I say, bleeding to death, no big deal. My king, you must survive, not just for you, not for me, for our people. And she's like dying hardcore. When in real life I'd be like, Todd, call me a cab, I'm bleeding to death.
Call me a cab.
Call me a cab. I love Todd, but I don't really trust him with carrying me anywhere. Call me a cab.
My favorite line is,
Oh my gosh.
strong with the force? Yes, alchemy. No, you mean Edward Elric. I think Ed's favorite line is, Colonel, you'll never hook up with me. Keep dreaming, Colonel. What?
That's my favorite.
I know, right? you know your flame attack is useless in the rain. I love that one. I'm taking that one. I'm like, yeah, what she said, Colonel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This question is for Michael. What name would you give Scar for a real name?
I'm not sure, but it would be long and it would end with like zippy zappy angel eyes. Why not? With a name like Scar, man, I think I don't know. I would give him a normal name just so he could have a normal life. Like I would name him Chip.
Chip who rolls around in puppies when he's sick.
Takes off the yellow jacket. Oh, come here, you're so cute. That would be.
And then you're going to run into somebody you went to grade school with, and you'll be like, what happened to you, Chip? What turned you? What turned you so dark? I can't say.
You see my face. Personally, for Scar, I like Sissy Von Gigglesworth. Actually, the puppy name as well. Sissy Von Gigglesworth, sorry.
It's got to be a pretty
I'm gonna go with Chip. Chip, and he won't have a last name. It's like Cher. Just Chip.
As the alchemist formerly known as Just make a symbol for it.
There's no ethnicity to that. Isn't Scar like ethnic? There's no ethnicity. I think you need an ethnic last name.
Rubenstein. Why are you making this How about Chip Papadopoulos?
I like that. We're gonna go with Chip Papadopoulos, the third.
I'm gonna change the name.
Thank you, man.
What would your name be for Scar? I would go with something like Frank.
Frank. It's good.
I like
It's good.
it.
Ooh, or some like one of those great like names like that you wouldn't expect a guy like him to have, like Leslie. or Ashley. Or a boy named Sue. Who just made that reference? Oh my God, you rock. Johnny Cash, people, look it up. You live in the age of Google.
Oh, yeah.
Educate yourselves.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
My question is, was there any point during either series where you read the script ahead of time and it just broke your heart?
Aww.
For all of
As the director for the first series, there were several points, but I will say that the first traumatic moment with Nina, that first, I think it's episode 8,
I would have never seen her.
that first moment broke my heart so much that I rapidly learned to stop getting too attached. Not that I didn't love them, but I didn't ever expect them to be safe, because if Nina's not safe, nobody's safe, right? So I think that moment, that it's like watching or reading Game of Thrones. Like when you learn when you're not gonna get attached to me. So that was mine. Having been blessed to come in to this franchise during Brotherhood, because Lon obviously came Doesn't matter. I'm moving on. So I think it's kind of the same thing, like knowing the scale of brotherhood and being able to come in and work with such great people and everything. I learned very quickly, like, this is my one thing, and if I can just focus on Lon Fon and make sure that works out, everything else will fall into place. And so I was pretty selective about just focusing on that character, and because otherwise I'd be like, what just happened? I don't want to do it right now. I'm not feeling like I can go in. I just need a minute. I would like to know what the F that was. That was wrong. Yeah, so that. You're up.
I'm up. Well, you know, I purposefully didn't read it ahead of time because I kind of didn't want to know what was going to happen. Because if you think about it, the characters, let's assume the characters are real. They don't know what's about to happen, right? So every corner they go around, every new piece of information is new to them. So there's something kind of organic about, as an actor, learning about it and spontaneously, organically reacting as if you just found out, just like the character did. So there were a lot of those moments. I never read ahead, but when we were in the studio actually recording, there were a lot of those moments, in the first series especially, where I would be like, I'd read a line getting ready to do it, or we would watch a scene. Colleen would be directing and we would watch a scene through, and I'd be like, aww. And Colleen would be like, do you want to take a minute? And I'm like, no, let's do it now. Let's record it now. Wow,
I can vouch for the fact that Vic cried twice every session.
Hey, listen, it's true. I loved it. That's one of the reasons that I'm such a fan of Full Metal too, because I had done 40 or 50 shows before Full Metal, and nothing ever grabbed me the way Full Metal did. There was something about it that really, really hit me. So almost every time after about episode 8, every time Ed was like in tears about something, I was in tears about something. Aww. So there were plenty of those moments. How about you?
I'm kind of with you about just trying to keep away from it until you're recording, so it will be more organic and natural in the booth because you're reacting to it as they are reacting to it. But I knew the story because I was a big fan of the series, which wrapped before I was a voice actor, and so getting to be a brother was a big moment for me. But I knew Scar's story. I knew where he was coming from, and I knew what was going to happen because I'd also read quite a bit of the manga until Michael Farley was like, "You should stop. I don't want you to know what's happening." Yeah. He kept me pretty much, even like the last session, he's like, "This is your last session. Do you want to know whether you live or die?" "Nope." "Don't want to know. Don't want to know. I'm going to find out that was you do it." And so that was great. But for me, like the big moment with Scar, because Scar is usually just being badass the whole time. So it's like you don't get emotional so much as you're just angry all the time. But his backstory when he wakes up in the tent and he's, "Oh brother, oh God," like that, that just hit me in a way, and I had a little freak out in the booth, and we did an actor freak out, not like I can't do this. And it just was very real for me because I've kept away from it, and just having it happen, it was like, oh my God.